All right. Wow. I think we're live. So I'm going to just start this off with a request from Rod and Nancy. Seems appropriate to start off a live stream with. This is from the last album. It's called Screens. Blue light blinking without thinking. I check my electronic leash. Notifications give us sensations. Like Pavlov's dogs, we're never out of reach. There's always something new. Does anybody know what it means? What shall we do when everybody's living on screens? Said everybody's living on screens. It's a distraction, it's an addiction, stimulated constantly. All that instant gratification, no time to contemplate or let it all be. There's always something new. Does anybody know what it means? What should we do when everybody's living on screens? Said everybody's living on screens. Could it bring us all together? Close the distance in between us all. It's just a tool, not good or bad. So why does it feel like my back's against the wall? Polarization, manipulation. What's going on behind the scenes? Simplified language and constant crisis have made us slaves to the machines. There's always something new. Does anybody know what it means? What shall we do when everybody's living on screens? Said everybody's living on screens. Yeah, everybody's living on screens. All right. Wow. Hello, everybody. This is amazing. I can see the chat. Print's a little small, but with my glasses, I can just about make it out. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for this flood of requests. It's a little overwhelming. It's amazing to me that so many people actually know my songs and I request them. Some people tried to request songs in advance, and thank you for that, but I think the whole idea was to kind of keep it spontaneous and let things fly as they will. So if you put in a request earlier and I missed it, you can just put it in again later. Yeah, I'm seeing everything, guys, in the chat. Thank you. If you don't have access to a YouTube account or Google account, you can't get into the chat, but you want to put a request in, you can text it to the number behind me. That's 201-446-2350, and we'll get it into the chat, and then I'll be able to see it. So I am so happy to be playing for you guys, and so grateful to Rod and Nancy Weeks for kind of kicking this off and organizing it and sponsoring it. Also, the Tim Noah Thumbnail Theater up in Snohomish has partnered with us and helped spread the word. I watched their excellent open mic last night. It was fun to see some of the things people are doing up there. I love the Pacific Northwest. It was always one of my favorite places to tour back when that was possible. And I hope to get back there in person when it's possible again. So this is the Puget Sound edition of Live from NachVille, if you didn't already know that. I had one or two more quick requests from our hosts, and then I'm just going to start looking at the screens, because that's how we do it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I may go a little long today just because there's so many requests. I won't be able to get to all of them, but I'll try and get to most of them. I'm going to probably try and keep it at least mostly to original songs, simply because there's so many, and you can hear the other cover songs by the original artist, but the original songs you might have to come to me for in most cases. So that was Screens. Let's see. Oh, here's another one. I haven't done this in a while. This was another request from Ron and Nancy. He's the master of the deal, with eyes as cool as ice and nerves of tempered steel. He's got a taste for subterfuge, he'd make the perfect spy. But if that's who you are looking for, I'm just not that guy. But if you need two good strong hands to rub your shoulders, or bring a glass of wine when you've had a long hard day, someone to laugh with as you're growing older. Take a look at me, if only you can tear yourself away from me. Oh, he's a lover and a sportsman, he doesn't mind a barroom brawl, and his girlfriends are like trophies he has hanging on the wall. And if you get involved with him, he'll only make you cry. But if that's who you are looking for, I'm just not that guy. Sometimes I wish I were that guy, but I'm just not that guy. All right. All right. Well, let me go ahead and jump into the chat and get some of these requests. I love playing the 12 string, but it's twice as many strings to tune. So, all right. Yeah, we got, oh man, so many people in there with so many songs. Oh, El Nino, this is great. I got a lot of... Oh, City of Angels would be good on the 12 string. Let me try that for my friends who recently moved to Wales. Tony and Owen. So this is it's unrehearsed, but that's the whole idea here. We're just gonna kind of wing it. First time I came with the lights like a million stars from the plane. My hopes and ambitions much higher than we had been flying. With the babble of voices and colors and sounds, I called for a taxi to take me downtown. The jumble of feelings that came stealing over my mind. Wondering, wishing and fishing to see what I'd find. In this city of angels, where the seraphim speak in 1,000 tongues. City of angels, where the lights are so bright, and I'm saying goodbye, goodbye now to my city of angels. Others, I'd followed a dream, and I quickly discovered things aren't what they seem. I tilted the usual windmills, and I took a few scars. In that fairyland phantasmagorical swirl of snake oil dream spinners and beautiful girls, and the whiskey-throat nights spent singing in street corner bars, losing again and again each turn of the cards. In this city of angels, where the seraphim speak in 1,000 tongues. City of angels, with your lights so bright, and I'm saying goodbye, goodbye now to my city of angels. said the Hollywood night turns to life. This bottle beside me is as empty as a Montana sky. Midnight clouds out of focus look just like the lights, the kaleidoscope spinning and shining so bright. I feel my soul lift, and the tears they start filling my eyes. Angels are lifting me up, and I'm waving goodbye. In this city of angels, where the seraphim speak in 1,000 tongues. City of angels, with your lights so bright, and I'm saying goodbye, goodbye now to my city of angels. My city of angels. All right. Wow, I think I'll take a break from the 12 string after that and grab another request and see what we've got here. Oh man, lots of choices. Tom Devine, I haven't seen you in a long time. So many friends I haven't seen in so long. Gosh. All right. Let's get to Martin. Thank you. Is everything sounding okay out there? Somebody said it's sounding good, so that's great. Thank you. I think it's Helen. Yeah. This is a new mic for me. This is from Roswell Pro Audio. They make beautiful mics, and I got 2 of them recently. This one's called the Mini K47. It's also a Mini K87. Oh, good. Sounds great. Okay. Before I forget, I should do one more request for our hosts. With a little surprise intro. My friend Rod Weeks is actually a bagpiper. He's a piper. I don't know too many pipers. But I thought I'd do something with a little bit of a Scottish theme. This is very much unrehearsed, so it may not work. I will go from that into his request, which was for Port Angeles, which I'll dedicate to Tim and Renee Oakes. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And Tim's mom, Joan. Apparently, Tim and Renee live up in Port Angeles, which is the name of this little instrumental that I'm going to play after a short introduction. If I can pull this off, let's see. little Port Angeles with a Skyboat song introduction, going out to the Oaks from Rod and Nancy. All right, so let's see. I had a number of requests for Grateful, and so I think I'll do that. As my friend Betsy said, it's kind of become my signature song. So, and Kev Ev, I believe, over in England. Yeah, okay. This is dedicated to my friends in Hull, Kevin Laney, and anybody else who has been going through something and is grateful that they're still here. And I know a number of my friends that fall in that category. I sometimes feel like that myself. So I'm grateful to be here with you today. So this is Grateful. You can sing along at home if you know it.
Sun that warms this valley, for the flowing of the water and the wind. I'm grateful for the cool of summer evenings, and every time the morning comes again. But sometimes I forget. Now I'd like to say I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for my family that surrounds me, for the joy of all the time we have to spend. I'm grateful for my teachers and their company of friends. But sometimes I forget, so for now I'd like to say I'm grateful for this day. I know there will be struggles yet to come, but still I have to smile. And I know our time is short, but I'm glad to be part of the dance for a while. I'm grateful for this gift of sharing music, fragrance and the sweetness of the wine. I'm grateful for the bounty at our table and the sparkle of my lover's eyes that shine. But sometimes I forget, so for now I'd like to say for this day. I'm grateful for this day. Whoa. I'm grateful for this day. Thanks for all those requests for that song. Man, let's see, where'd my water go? Yeah, a lot of different requests. I saw some for El Nino. I will try and work that in. I'm trying to shake it up a little bit. Oh, Thing of Beauty. You know what? Maybe I'll do that now. It's a good tuning. All right, Susan Shapiro wants to hear Thing of Beauty. All the way over in Maine. Let's see if I can remember this one. Hope so. Oh yeah, all good, right? I did brush up on that, so I'll try to get to it. I'll try and get as many of these in as I can. Oh, right. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's do. Oh yeah, City Hall. That was so fun. Spinoza's. Okay. Better not read the chat. Better play the song. So this is a song inspired by my wife Jennifer, who I think is online in the chat somewhere, probably back in the house watching. And she's a wonderful artist. She actually painted these signs for me. Thank you, Jen. And she does beautiful ceramic work. There's a link to her work on my site. If you go to the NachVille site, nachville.com, go to the Nach store, you can find NachWare, and there's a link to her site. She's even made cerulean sky mugs. So, there's a lot of creative stuff going on around Nachville at any given time. My son has his own podcast on Spotify. If you're into the show Glee, you can check that out. Learn about his analysis of Glee. Email me for info on how to find that. Creative stuff is great, but sometimes it's hard. And so this is about the challenge of the creative process. It's called Thing of Beauty. Like to make a sculpture out of glass, so beautiful that it could make you cry. When I look out at the snowflakes as they fall against my window, I cannot seem to bring myself to try. I just can't seem to bring myself to try. Make a thing of beauty, just one thing of beauty, only for an instant, with truth and with love. To make a thing of beauty, just one thing of beauty, a single thing of beauty, and that would be enough. Like to weave a tapestry of yarn, so intricate that it could break your heart. When I look out at the web as it's shining in the sunlight, I cannot seem to bring myself to start. I just can't seem to bring myself to start. To make a thing of beauty, just one thing of beauty, only for an instant, with truth and with love. To make a thing of beauty, just one thing of beauty, a single thing of beauty, that would be enough. Like to sing a song of breath and air, so wonderful that it could touch your soul. When I listen to the robin as he's heralding the springtime, I cannot take the first step towards my goal. I just can't take the first step towards my goal. I can try to live a life that makes an honest story, with challenges, adventures, with truth and with love, and that would be a thing of beauty, a single thing of beauty, a human thing of beauty, and that would be enough. Thanks for the request. All right. Oh, I got one. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness, Kindred Spirits. So many requests. Yes, I do have to get Descartes in here somewhere. This one's short and upbeat, so. Song about a dog. Everybody should have at least one of those. True story. It's called A Cautionary Tale. Well, he walked into her life without a warning. You could say he threw himself into her car. Sometimes takes a desperate measure to be rescued. Sometimes even desperate measures go so far. Well, she took him home. She thought that he looked hungry. She didn't stop to wonder if he'd stay. She cleaned him up, made sure he wasn't injured. And that dog's been with us ever since that day. And we called him Fender, just like my guitar. Yeah, we named him Fender. He threw himself into our lives when he threw himself into our car. Well, like many folks, we rented an apartment with no space for a growing dog to roam. But puppies need a yard that they can play in. And the next thing that we knew, we'd bought a home. And then Fender ate a pincushion and a 1-pound box of chocolate. He doesn't like it when we leave him home alone too long. So now we take him with us almost everywhere we go. He's waiting in the van while I'm singing you this song. And I named him Fender, just like my guitar. Yeah, I named him Fender. He threw himself into our lives when he threw himself into our car. Well, so now we've got a minivan and mortgage, and I guess it hasn't done us too much harm. But you never know where life is gonna lead you. And if she hits a horse, we'll have to buy a farm. The true story of how Fender the dog got his name and we became homeowners. Fender made it to age 17, which is a pretty good age for a dog, but he's no longer with us. We have a wonderful dog now called Remy, and if you go to the NachVille.com site, you can see a picture of Remy. He's the NachVille mascot. We'll send that one out to Madison, yeah. Vicky's dog. What is Brian up to? Let's see. Oh, we named just like my Martin. Yeah. Well, it wouldn't work as well. But you know that being a student of poetry, Brian. Had to go with Fender. Oh, let's see. Descartes. I had a lot of requests for Descartes flying through before. So let me get that. Guilford. Oh, wow. That was a great venue. G Live. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm getting distracted by the chat. I need to find the right capo for this job. And then let's do a song about a philosopher. We haven't done enough philosophy songs this show yet. This was one of the first songs I recorded about a philosopher. It goes back to my very first album, Candy Shower. And I re-recorded it on the Step Up album back in 2010, which actually I think Rod and Nancy were big supporters of, so thank you again for that. Love that album. It was produced by my friend Ronan Chris Murphy, who you guys have heard me talk about before, because he's a great guy and a great producer and engineer. And we revisited it with kind of different instrumentation, different vibe, and I'm glad we did, because it wound up being picked up for Starbucks for their overhead music some years later, which I'm not sure would have happened on the original version of it. Actually, that was in Seattle. I was playing a house concert for my friends Stan and Linda, and the gentleman who was actually the person who picked the music for Starbucks, at least at that time, lived across the street. And though he didn't make it to the house concert, they gave his wife a copy of Step Up the next week, and he listened to it, and I guess he liked Descartes enough that he got in touch with me. So, you know what? Everything sounds better in tune. So, I'll just take a second to tweak this a little bit.
my friend Mari Booker, who's on here somewhere, took me to see one of the houses that Descartes lived in Amsterdam when we were there years ago. I remember that. That's better. Well, it's good to be a stranger in a strange land, like a person incognito or a masked man, like an actor in a play. Who shall I be today? It's good to be a stranger in a strange land. Yeah, it's fine to be unknown and all alone here, with no fixed address, no fax, no telephone here. Like Descartes in Amsterdam, or a robber on the lam. It's fine to be unknown and all alone here, but you can call me a tramp or a vagabond. Well, I don't care, 'cause that's the life that I choose. You can call me a scamp or a layabout, but I've got nothing that I own, and so I've got nothing I can lose. Well, it's nice to just blend in and be unnoticed, with no map to show me where the proper road is, with the sky above my head and a park bench for my bed. It's nice to just blend in and be unnoticed, but you can call me a tramp or a vagabond. Well, I don't care, 'cause that's the life that I choose. You can call me a scamp or a layabout, but I've got nothing that I own, and so I've got nothing I can lose. I've got nothing I can lose. I've got nothing I can lose. Descartes in Amsterdam. All right, now I know I saw a couple of requests for this in the chat a little while. George Score. Okay, so this is it's another one I don't do all the time, but it was a request in the chat somewhere back there, and it's in the same tuning almost as Descartes, so good time to do it. Also from Candy Shower and revisited again on Step Up. It's called This Is Not What I Expected. End of this trail of tears, at the edge of my horizon, at the corner of my eye, I caught myself off guard, like a harlequin's romance, with such tender expectations, getting past my sleeping sentry with the turn of a friendly card. Oh, but this is not what I expected. Oh, this is not what I expected. This is not what I expected. This is not what I expected. Ow! Must be a hidden source, but you won't know until you get there, when the word has been revealed and you've peeled away a layer, when
what's under every stone. And this desert's painted canvas like a wellspring of love, or a suddenly answered prayer. There we go. Oh, but this is not what I expected. Oh, this is not what I expected. This is not what I expected. This is not what I expected. And it's Custer's last one-night stand. It's raining hard to beat the band. You hold a rainbow in your hand, and I can only wonder, just staring wild wonder, listening in the silence, counting seconds till the thunder. This is not what I expected. Oh, this is not what I expected. This is not what I expected. This is not what I expected. All right. Oh, excellent. Picked up your guitar and playing along at home. As it should be. Very good. Oh, that's cool. So Dave Connolly's house concert was your anniversary. Nice, Yvonne. Very cool. Just catching bits and pieces of the chat as I go. Yay, Rod likes the all request format. That's a good thing. If Rod's happy, Rod and Nancy are happy, I'm happy. It's all good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember the painter. Hello, Diane and Lou. Picked up the bagpipes. Yeah, that might drown me out. Someday I want to play a bagpipe duet with you, Rod. I want to learn some Scottish pipe tunes and accompany you. That would be fun. All right. We had all those requests before, now I have to remember what they were. And Dave Kingman in Brazil. Hi, Dave and Lindachi. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Oh, Fragile Thing. I haven't played that in a while. Russ popped that in at just the right moment. Okay. Why not? Well, I'm going to have to take the headphones off for a sec. Now I remember. Yeah, I was trying to minimize all the switching around, but... Nobody's ever expecting not what I expected. That's good. Sometimes a little, yeah. So this is another one that goes back to the Step Up album. Jeannie cries easy, it doesn't take much to set her off. Steven seems to know how to calm her down. Handling China, walking on eggshells most of the time. He treats her gently, she thinks she'll keep him round. She's a fragile thing, a complicated angel with a heart of glass, a checkered past. You must be careful. She's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. Yeah, she's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. Jeannie's not easy, although she's known some men in her time.
fragile thing, a complicated angel with a heart of glass, a checkered past. You must be careful. Yeah, she's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. Yeah, she's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break her heart. Nothing is easy. It seems she's hardest on herself. She wears her pain and grief upon her sleeve. But Stephen is not like the others, and this could be different. But it's gonna take time till she knows what her heart can believe. She's a fragile thing, a complicated angel with a heart of glass, a checkered past. You must be careful. She's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. She's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. Yeah. All right. Thanks for the request. Let's see if I can safely get this off. There we go. All right. I had seemed like quite a few requests for an oldie but a goodie, Certain Distance, title track from the album from 2000. Boy, that's a few years ago already. Okay, let me grab some water before I attempt this. And George's Corner would be nice to do too. Gosh, too many songs, too little time. But I might go long today just because there's so many requests, and I'd like to get a lot of them if I can. Do I know any Western swing? Yeah, just a little. It's my friend Steve Marquardt, whose record is tearing up the Indie Express charts. Produced right here at NachVille, Long Distance. So let's try a little. Speaking of distance, let's try a little Certain Distance, kind of a semi-appropriate song, I guess, for these times. But you know, hopefully it's all going to be changing, and maybe I'll be back to being able to see some of you guys in person before too long. He finds himself behind the wheel of an unfamiliar automobile on a road that he has never seen, going to a town he's never been to again. And he wonders if he's lost the thread of the dreams that ran inside his head, like a shadow or a silhouette rushing off to see some friends he's never met before. The satellite is beaming down its signal to your tiny town, but nothing's getting through. It's much too far from you, and you know it. There's a certain distance. Stay at home where you tend the fire and you work until your eyes are tired. You feed the dog and you pet the cat. Every now and then you wonder where he's at right now. And the satellite is beaming down its signal to your tiny town, but nothing's getting through. It's much too far from you. There's a certain distance. Maybe it's all inside your head. Time and space are not the same, no matter what. for him means rain for you, with a ray of sunlight shining through every now and then, and it's not enough. And you wonder, is this really all that love can be? And there was a time you understood him, or at least you thought you could, but now you have your doubts, some words you can't make out from the poet. And the satellite is beaming down its signal to your tiny town, but nothing's getting through. It's much too far from you, and you know it. Well, there's a certain distance. Yeah, there's a certain distance. All right. Thanks for the requests. Oh my goodness, they're coming in fast and furious, so I'm trying to keep up. Let's send this one out to Betsy and all the folks at the Welcome Houses. At the corner of Second and L Streets, they used to be nothing at all, just the railroad tracks on the south side, to the west the substation wall. Now there's baskets full of plants and flowers, carefully arranged, and big rocks splashed with colors, and day-glow fluorescent paint. When I drive by George's Corner, it always puts a smile up on my face. How we each could pick a corner of our own to try to make a better place. Now I don't know if George is homeless. He rides his bike everywhere, with grizzled beard and baseball cap pulled over short cropped hair. All his clothes are worn and weathered, but he's got periwinkle eyes. He's a gardener, a neighbor, an artist, and he works and beautifies. When I drive by George's Corner, it always puts a smile up on my face. How we each could pick a corner of our own to try to make a better place. Now most of us are running around, commanded by the calendar and clock. No time to improve things or wonder if the treadmill's gonna stop. The corner changes with the seasons, sometimes from week to week, but he's out there in the autumn chill and in summer's burning heat. I've seen pink carnations, daffodils, and orange marigolds, and sometimes it's just rocks and sticks in the winter when it's cold. And when I drive by George's Corner, it always puts a smile up on my face. How we each could pick a corner of our own to try to make a better place. A better place. Yeah. All right. Thanks for the request. Always happy to try and do that one whenever I can. My friend Lewis requested a one I don't do all the time. I think I did it on one of the live streams, but that doesn't mean I can't do it today. And yes, he and his family actually recorded a lovely version of it. Should find that somewhere and try and get it posted up so people can hear it with their permission, of course. It was written at a nursing home here in Davis as part of the Davis Elders Song Project. I spent 4 years working in various facilities here in town with a grant from the City of Davis. Thank you, City of Davis, to write and record songs. Oh, Loyalist, right. Okay, got to get that one in there too. Okay, I'll do this one, then Loyalist. I've got so many requests. I got other ones in my head that I'm thinking about too, but let me just introduce this one. It was recorded on an album called Holy Smokes Ice Cream for Breakfast, songs from the Davis Elder Song Project, all songs written with folks in nursing homes and retirement communities here in Davis. And this was one of my favorites from that group. It's called In My Green Valley. It sounds like an Irish ballad, but it's just an imaginary Irish ballad. Make sure I can remember how to play it. It's been a while. Oh, I know. I don't have to tune. In my green valley, it's good enough for me. I remember the hillsides, the bushes, flowers, and trees. In my green valley, I met my Charlie when I was just a lass. I remember our picnics and rolling in the grass. In the springtime we married with a rainbow high above. Now the rainbow has faded, but never my love. In my green valley, the week we left the valley, my eyes they filled with tears. We were crossing the ocean with our hopes and all our fears. Charlie's been a farmer, spent his life behind the plow. But there's no more work in Ireland, so we're Minnesota bound. In my green valley, this white valley, all covered with snow. It's not like the valley we left so long ago. It has a certain beauty with all its lakes and farms, but I still think of Ireland when Charlie holds me in his arms. In my green valley. All right, that's for you, Lewis. Well, let's see. Bruce was telling me that. Oh, the Loyalists. We've had a lot of Loyalist requests. Sure. Okay, I'm in the right tuning, the right capo. I'll just launch into it. This is another one from the Certain Distance album. It's amazing to me that some of these songs from 20 years ago and more are the ones that people are requesting, and that's beautiful to me to know that there's still things people listen to, which is great. So thank you for that. This one has a bit of a story to it. Some of you know. It's a historical song, and it concerns my children's great grandfather. Someday I've got to figure out how many greats there are and get that right. His name was Adam Bauer, and he lived in Germany. His family was granted land by King George III in what's now, I believe, North Carolina. And just as they were settling and doing pretty well, the Revolutionary War broke out, and it got ugly. And they wound up fleeing to Shelburne, Nova Scotia, where to this day there are still some Bowers. So this is their story. I was struggling with how to put this epic story into a song, and I called up Al Stewart, who I toured with for many years, as some of you know. This was actually before I started touring with him, but we were friends, and I told him I had this historical song I wanted to write, and I couldn't manage to condense it down. And he said, "Well, just come down, and we'll have a go." And so I remember sitting at his kitchen table, coming up with the riff and bouncing ideas back and forth. And when I went to record it, he had an idea for a little sort of vocal part, and decided to record that for me. And so he appeared on one of my albums back even before we started touring together, which was pretty cool. So you'll have to imagine the Al Stewart part, because I can't sing both at once. You can sing it at home if you know it. This is called The Loyalist. I see my name all over town, from the shop signs to the graveyard. And I've wandered here for 200 years, down through every generation. Sometimes I wonder, do they ever think of me, a distant figure from the past? Moss-covered headstone, just a piece of history. How did my story fade so fast? I am the loyalist. Our crops were in a well-earned rest. We heard the hoofbeats in the twilight, and we were told horses and gold were needed for the insurrection. And though I knew what it might cost us, I replied, whose bread I eat, his song I sing. They beat me bloody, called me filthy Tory spy, but I would not betray my king. I am the loyalist. They said revolution is the anvil, where freedom must be forged. They said that I should fight for freedom, but I owe liberty and life to King George. So once again, we had to flee, taking just what we could carry, to try once more on these rocky shores, to build our farms in this new country. Like dancing beggars here, we did the best we could, claiming this land by Shelburne Bay. I'll run no further, no, I'm staying here for good, while my descendants move away. I am the loyalist. I see my name all over town, from the shop signs to the graveyard. I've wandered here for 200 years, down through every generation. The Loyalist. Wow. Well, thanks for all the requests for that song. Oh man, there's just so many to try to do. Hi, Susan. That's my science teacher from, I believe, well, junior high and high school. Um, Amazing to see all these people here. And some of you in South Africa and Brazil and all over the world, England. It's wild. This sort of virtual house concert. I think even when we get back to hopefully real life and able to tour and all of that, I hope that, maybe I'll keep doing some of these because it's kind of hard for me to get to everybody everywhere, but this is a way that we can all get together. Wow. Melvin really wants to hear Shenandoah Waters Wide. Okay, I'll get that in there. A lot of people wanted to hear the River Song and another one that I was going to do on the 12 string. So let me go pop guitars off and switch around here for a second. I think I had to do this. Okay, that goes there. Talk amongst yourselves, as you seem to be doing. Actually, I'll take this moment for a brief commercial announcement. Merch sales have virtually vanished since the pandemic, but I still do have CDs available. Some of them are out of print, but a lot of them are still in print. I have vinyl for Cerulean Sky, and we have these lovely Cerulean Sky T-shirts, which you can get. Just go to the website and get the information. And guitar string jewelry made from guitar strings that I actually used. I send bags of them to a jeweler, and she makes them. This is a new design. She just did a Star of David one for me, which I asked her to do. And those are now available, I think, on my website, or at least if they're not, they will be soon. Where's the roadie? No. In these times of quarantine, I am my own roadie and engineer and everything else. Oh, hey, Don Keeble, nice to see you. John DeBone, man, you've been in almost every one of these. Thank you, John. And glorious. There's too many songs. Okay. We'll get this big cannon going. So this is a, you can listen with your eyes closed. Yes, you can listen in your pajamas. For all of you who are over in Europe and across the pond, thank you for staying up so late to listen. Sorry it got so late. We tried to find a time that would work for most people. Okay. So this one actually is a little more of a piano song, but I kind of like it on guitar. I don't play it very often, so we'll see if I can remember it. But I had a number of requests for it. It's called The River Song. It's just not called that. I call it The River Song. I think it's called The River's Rolling On. The joys of tuning. Here we go.
points in one direction. Our love is rolling on into the distance, never gone. Our love is rolling on. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Our love goes on and on and on and on and on. Our love goes on. There we go. Got the river song in. It's in the wrong tuning, as I discovered after I launched into it. But did some quick thinking, refingering, and it all worked out in the end. This is another one I had a lot of requests for earlier, but I missed it. And I thought, I don't know if I've ever done this on 12 string, but I thought it would sound nice on 12 string, so let's give it a try. Oh, Pam and Alec, hello. Ah, you like the Loyalist, good. Funny how the British people seem to take to that one. It paints the American Revolution in a very different light than we usually get over here, so it's a little different. I know it's getting late. If people have to leave and bail out, thank you for being here. Thank you so much to everybody who's donated, both today and on the other shows. It really is helping keep us going through this time when there's no touring and no merch sales and all of that. If any of you are musicians or want to be musicians, one of the things I'm doing a lot of is studio work, and I've got some wonderful people that I'm working with long distance, and you don't need to be a recording engineer or anything to do it yourself. Contact me if you have something you think you might want to record or have me produce or work on. That's all good too. Oh, that's not good. Oh yeah, capos on a 12 string. Fun. Yeah, I think we can do this. Oh, yeah, let's see. Come on. Some of my guitar camp friends there. IGC. And if you don't have to bail out like Patricia, so much the better. I'll keep going for a while since we got so many requests. I'll try to get as many of them in as I can. Also, for anybody that has never seen me before, probably most of you aren't in the chat because you don't know what to request. Thank you for being here and giving it a try. If you like what you're hearing, please do sign up for my email list either at NachVille.com or DaveNach.com. Jared or Will can help you figure that out if you need help. A 12-string capo. This is a 12-string capo, Glenn. It just wasn't adjusted quite right, but I got it now. So this is sadly a song that is still relevant after 20 years when I wrote it. It probably will be for a while to come. It's called Flying a Sign. Some stand there with the children, some stand there with their dogs. Some don't have a place to sleep, and most can't find a job. All of us drive past them. We don't stop to take the time to think one day we might be flying a sign. Flying a sign. Flying a sign. Well, it's a white flag of surrender, and it's a sign of the times. Flying a sign. Flying a sign. Says I work for food or money, so I'm flying a sign. One grew up in the ghetto, one grew up on a farm, one went to Vietnam where he lost most of an arm. Gave his life to the company, 40 years down on the line. They'd all hoped for more, but now they're flying a sign. Flying a sign. Flying a sign. It's a white flag of surrender. It's a sign of the times.
this one. Don't you think it's almost time that nobody should have to fly a sign? Flying a sign, flying a sign. It's a white flag of surrender. It's a sign of the times. Flying a sign, flying a sign. Says I'll work for food or money, so I'm flying a sign. I will work for food or money, so I'm flying a sign. Thanks for the request for that one. Hopefully, I can stop singing that one of these days. All right, let's see. We have so many requests, but I don't want to overstay my welcome. The first rule of showbiz, as I always say, is leave them wanting more. So maybe think if I've got. Oh, crazy request to try on the 12-string. But Andy Smith, my dear friend Andy Smith, has wanted to hear El Nino, and he kept asking for it before, and I kept ignoring it. Not deliberately, but it just didn't really fit, so why not give it a try now? Something real different than that last one. As I said, I don't think I've ever done this on the 12-string, but why not? It's a song about the weather, actually, with, oh my goodness, with what's been going on in Texas and elsewhere recently. Maybe not so funny. A song that kind of gets into weather issues might be appropriate. This was written back in 1998 or something like that. This one is often a dance song, so if you're at home and you feel the urge to dance, get up and boogie in the middle. They're catching stingray in Washington State. Down south, there's nothing but drought. There's brush fires all over Australia, and in the north, it's flooding them out. The trade winds are stuck in the doldrums. The Pacific's receded and warm. The forecast is gloomy for winter. What's causing these tropical storms? Anybody remember? El Nino. Blame it all on El Nino. It's because of El Nino, says the man on the news. El Nino. Blame it all on El Nino. That anomalous weather phenomenon from Peru. My last 15 gigs have been empty. It feels like I'm under a curse. My computer is invaded by gremlins, and the stock market couldn't be worse. I looked around last Thursday, and the dog somehow injured his paws. I gained 20 pounds and lost my wife. I tell you, there must be a cause. Everybody now. El Nino. Blame it all on El Nino. It's because of El Nino, says the man on the news. El Nino. Blame it all on El Nino. That anomalous weather phenomenon from Peru. It was born in the Andean Mountains, where the temperature gets below freezing. The fishermen call it the little one, 'cause it came in the Christmas season. Here's the dance section. Apparently my father is dancing in Virginia. Go, Dad. From coming,
see all of my shows, yeah, sure. The computer got wet when it flooded. As for the stock market, nobody knows. I broke my nail dialing the weather. The dog slipped and fell in the rain. I couldn't go jogging and gain that weight. So El Nino is really to blame. Everybody, El Nino, blame it all on El Nino. It's because of El Nino, says the man on the news. El Nino, blame it all on El Nino, that anomalous weather phenomenon from Peru. Olé! Thanks for the request. Oh my goodness. Yes. No, Rod, I think I'd be embarrassed if Oscar Lopez saw me doing that. Oscar Lopez is one of the most amazing guitarists you'll ever see. Canadian guitarist. Well, actually Chilean originally, but lives in Canada. Flamenco player. Phenomenal player. Anyway, I did my best. So glad it got some of you guys dancing. I think I'll switch back to the 6-string for a couple more songs. Yeah, just a little more flexible. Man, this has been fun. This has been crazy. Trying to remember what I missed song wise, what I left out. So throw me a few reminders in the chat. If you guys like this all request idea, we can try and do another. Oh, Steve Goodman. Ah, gosh, I'll be grateful for that compliment any day. That's lovely. Thank you. I'm no Steve Goodman, but if it reminds you of his writing, that's a good thing. Let's see. Oh, let's see. A couple people wanted to hear the Shenandoah Water is Wide medley. Or maybe it wasn't a couple, but it was Melvin being extremely enthusiastic about it. So maybe I'll do that. Oh, and John's been waiting for Glorious. And Spinoza's Dream. I can't do all of these. And the Painter. I think, okay, March 20th is my next live stream. That's a live stream for Progressive Voices from Iowa, from Des Moines, Iowa. And maybe we'll do, can't do that right now, Bruce, I'll explain later. Maybe we'll do another all request one, just because, and I'll make a list of all the ones I did this time and cross those off so we can't do them again. And it'll be all requests, but different ones. Does that sound like a good idea? You guys can tell me. Just because it seems like there's too many songs and not enough time. They have internet in Iowa. Ooh. Yes, they do. So let's do Shenandoah Water is Wide, because I know Melvin really wanted to hear that, and then maybe Postcard to Stan and one more, and we'll call it a show. Okay, so this is a medley of a medley of all my songs I didn't play yet. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's too crazy. So I like this because it kind of combines the old and new world. It's got a song, the Shenandoah, that was actually written, I believe, by the Voyageurs, the French-Canadian trappers. And then it's got The Water is Wide. That's Shenandoah, and The Water is Wide is from the British Isles, so it kind of combines the two things. So I sort of feel like I should quit while I'm ahead. But I said I would do postcard, and I know Jared wanted to hear that. And Jared and Will have both been a huge help. Thank you guys, and Bruce. So I will do postcard if I can find the right capo for it. Where's my other capo gone? Too much stuff around here. Well, I'll cheat and use the 12-string capo, Glenn. Hopefully that won't offend anybody. What am I doing? Postcard. Yeah, right. Same tuning. Okay. Yeah, peaceful is good. So this is a little song, goes back to the very first album, Candy Shower, and it was written on a family trip to Italy. I was lucky enough to be in Italy back in the 80s with my family, and everybody else went to the museum, and I went to a cafe, and I saw a woman writing a postcard to somebody and looking like a very unhappy tourist, and I imagined this little story. And the result was called Postcard to Stan. Oh, Stan, I thought I saw you with a beauty on your arm, and it was just some other guy who shared your face. And I wondered, was it destiny or a random gust of wind that picked me up and blew me to this foreign place? And now it seems like these Italian women never have a bad hair day, and they never trip or fall on those high heels. And the makeup is always perfect, and they walk with head held high, but I'll bet they've never felt the way I feel. Yeah, but they've never felt the way I feel. When you left me at the altar, after all those years we shared, it seemed like you had triggered all my deepest fears. With a brand new house in escrow and a job that I just left, you picked an inconvenient time to disappear. And I should have seen it coming, but I guess we never do. Even when the writing's on the wall. When you said a big commitment didn't feel too much like you, I heard but wasn't listening at all. And now it seems like these Italian women never have a bad hair day, and they never trip or fall on those high heels. And the makeup is always perfect, and they walk with head held high, but I'll bet they've never felt the way I feel. Yeah, but they've never felt the way I feel. And when that bubble finally burst, I called up my cousin Sid to look through papers just to see what we might find. When we stumble on that safe where your secret stash was hid, I wondered if you knew how much you'd left behind. So I took this flight to Europe. Now I'm here in this cafe, taking time out from the mess I call my life. Handsome waiters and Chianti help to drive my cares away. Oh, but I always thought I'd be here as your wife. And now it seems like these Italian women never have a bad hair day,
but I guess sometimes they felt the way I feel. Yeah, I guess sometimes they felt the way I feel. Postcard to Stan. Yeah, my friend Liz Blygan did a wonderful version of it, probably better than mine. It's on her album, Just for the Fun of It. I think you can find it on Spotify and Amazon and all the usual places. You can also hear Liz singing backup on a couple of my albums. She's a wonderful singer, and hopefully when all this is over, someday we'll get to sing together in person. Gosh, let's wrap this up. I know a lot of you are already saying goodbye, and thank you for being here. Looking to see if there's anything that Rod requested that I really wanted to do that I left out, but I think we're pretty good. All right, I may or may not remember this one, but I want to do it just because it's a newer song. Also, when you're finished watching this, if you are a glutton for punishment, you want to watch something else, stay on the YouTube channel, and you should be able to find the recently recorded cover of "Cruel to Be Kind" by Nick Lowe that my brothers and I did with a little help from my niece Clara, singing backup. So the Knack brothers continue to keep recording. March 20th will be the next show. That will be a live stream with progressive voices, and all the information should be in all the usual places. Thank you guys who joined who I've never met. Friends of Rod and Nancy mostly, and people from the Thumbnail Theater group. Thank you guys. Hope to get there someday in real life. This is a song that was written for my daughter Sophia for her confirmation, and it's called Ethical Will. Haven't played it in a while, so it'll be interesting to see if I can remember it, but I like it, and I haven't ever recorded it, so good to practice it. It goes like this. Again, thanks everybody for being here. Looking back on the lessons I have learned, seems there's one thing that I find. When you have the choice, take the opportunity to be compassionate and kind. All the rest is commentary, details as you'd say, lessons that you learn along the way. But there will come a time when I'll be gone. Join the ones who've gone before us into the great beyond. And if somewhere in your heart you can still hear my songs, I'll be right there with you when I'm gone. I'll still be right there with you when I'm gone. Sometimes being a child isn't easy. Sometimes being a parent isn't easy. Sometimes being human isn't easy. There's a gap between reality and who we want to be. So there will come a time when I'll be gone to join the ones who've gone before us into the great beyond. And if somewhere in your heart you can still hear my songs, I'll be right there with you when I'm gone. I'll still be right there with you when I'm gone. Oh, my child, in the years that lie ahead, may laughter and good fortune follow you. You're wise just like your name, and your compass is so strong. Just follow it, and it will point you true. And you draw strength from your heritage, you live your life out loud. You should know you always make us proud. There will come a time when I'll be gone to join the ones who've gone before us into the great beyond. And if somewhere in your heart you can still hear my songs, I'll be right there with you when I'm gone. I'll still be right there with you when I'm gone. All right, thank you guys so much. I hope to see you in March, and I hope to see you in real life before too long. So everybody stay safe, be well, and thanks for being here.